You are listening to Veggie Doctor Radio, and this is episode number 182. Welcome to Veggie Doctor Radio. I am your host, Dr. Yami, board-certified pediatrician, certified lifestyle medicine physician, certified health and wellness coach, author, speaker, mother, wife, and human being. I passionately believe in the power of diet, habits, and mindset in sparking and sustaining well-being and joy in our lives. This podcast combines expert interviews and thoughtful monologues to explore plant-based nutrition, lifestyle medicine, parenting, mindset, and other exciting and fun topics. I hope that these episodes inspire you, uplift you, and equip you with the knowledge and tools to live your best life. Are you ready to get started? Let's do it. Welcome back, veggie lovers, to another episode of Veggie Doctor Radio. Today, I'm going to be talking about sweet potatoes. If you follow me on social media or you are subscribed to my newsletter, you've already been getting information about this nutrition powerhouse. Last month, we talked about white potatoes. This month, sweet potatoes, because there is a difference, and I want to make sure that you know that. But I also want to give sweet potatoes their own time, their own moment of glory, their time to shine, because they're amazing. Also, for those of you watching on YouTube, I am not sponsored by this company, but I am obsessed with my glasses. I am so obsessed with my glasses that today I am wearing my glasses while recording this podcast, even though I usually take them off, but I love them. I am not sponsored by this company, but Pair Eyewear, if you're listening, I wouldn't mind. I will sell these things all day long. In fact, all of my little patients that wear glasses, I tell them about it because I believe they started just for children, but now they're for adults. But look at this. Look at how amazing these frames look. How cute. Because I'm wearing my Peloton Pride shirt and my Pride leggings, and these frames match perfectly. This is like the astrology series, but okay, this is the cool part. Look at this. Boop. Awesome. They pop right off, and I have several different frame colors I can interchange. So I can just change it with my outfit or with my mood, and I don't have to commit, because if I need to be serious, I just go to the clears, or I just go to my gray or white if I, need to be a little bit more serious. But today I want to be playful and fun and be colorful. So for those of you that love color and love to be playful in your life, check out Pair Eyewear. It's Pair. And I promise you, I'm not getting any money or any kind of kickback or free frames from this company, but I wouldn't mind Pair Eyewear for telling you this. So check it out. All right, let's talk about sweet potatoes. Do you love sweet potatoes? I love sweet potatoes. I am so glad they exist. So let's talk about them. What are sweet potatoes? Starchy, sweet tasting root vegetable. It is a tuber. Just for fun, did you know that not all root vegetables are tubers? All tubers are root vegetables, but not all root vegetables are tubers. One of the differences is that for tubers, there's multiple vegetables at the roots compared to just a root vegetable such as a carrot. So a carrot, it just has one root, it's the carrot, and then the leaves on top. But for tubers, like potatoes and sweet potatoes and jicama, there's lots of these little storage organelles that are attached to the roots. There's multiple, and then there's the leaves on top. So sweet potatoes and potatoes are tubers. They're also root vegetables, but sweet potatoes are sweet in addition to that. They are not in the same family as your potatoes, okay? So sweet potatoes are part of the morning glory or bindweed family. In addition, this is probably going to blow your mind. Yams are not sweet potatoes, and sweet potatoes are not yams. So yes, in the United States, here in North America, sometimes we call the orange colored sweet potatoes yams, but they are not true yams. Yams are actually starchy tubers that are not sweet, that originated in Africa and are mainly grown in West Africa. The outside is rough and bark-like. When I looked at the pictures of them, because I've never actually tasted a true yam in my life, but when I look at the picture and the shape of the yam, the picture of yams, it looks more to me like yuca. I'm Panamanian. I love yuca. The outside of yuca is really like you have to chop it with a knife to get it out. You can't just peel it. And that's what it looks like with a yam. And then the inside is white, or it can be yellow, but it's not this bright orange that a sweet potato is. So you can call it a yam if you want to, but it's not a yam. It's a sweet potato whenever we get them here in the United States. So let's go back to sweet potatoes. They are native to the tropical regions of the Americas, and we believe that their origin and domestication occurred in Central or South America. And hey, I'm from Central America, Panama. Woohoo! Humans have been growing sweet potatoes for at least 5,000 years. That is a long time. The young shoots and leaves can be eaten as tasty greens. They're very tasty. I will never forget, we went to this restaurant once, and they had one of the appetizers was a sweet potato greens dish. It was the best I had ever tasted. It was so delicious. So yes, you can eat sweet potato greens. Very yummy. In the world, there are more than 7,000 varieties of sweet potatoes. Again, please don't say that a plant-based diet is restrictive. No, it is not. 7,000 varieties of sweet potatoes? In the US, we have 100 available to us. That's still quite a bunch of sweet potatoes. But 50% of sweet potatoes in the US are grown in North Carolina. Thank you, North Carolina. I appreciate you. They come in a variety of colors, including white, red, pink, violet, yellow, and purple. And we talked about resistant starch last month when I talked to you about white potatoes, but sweet potatoes also have resistant starch. At least 11% of the starch in sweet potatoes is resistant starch. And you can increase that percentage by cooling it after cooking, if that's something that you're interested in doing. Definitely not a requirement, but just something to know. So us Americans, we have consumed or are consuming about 6.7 pounds of fresh sweet potatoes per person in the year 2020. 6.7. That may seem like a lot, but it's kind of measly compared to 40 pounds of cheese and 264 pounds of meat. 40 pounds of cheese. 264 pounds of meat per capita per year in the United States, and 6.7 pounds of sweet potatoes. Maybe we can work on that ratio for you omnivores out there. More potatoes and sweet potatoes, less cheese and meat, okay? As far as who is growing the most sweet potatoes in the world, it's China again. China keeps winning all these prizes. Currently the world's biggest producer and consumer of sweet potatoes. I'm sure they make some amazing dishes, including sweet potato greens. Chinese food is so delicious. So let's talk about the common sweet potato types consumed here in the US. There's a lot of different types. I just listed some of them. These are the most common eaten here. The jewel, the garnet, Diana, Beauregard, I don't know. I was trying to pronounce it in French. Hannah, Okinawa, my favorite, yellow Jersey, and boniato. So those are the most common sweet potato types. You may not even know what type you're consuming. You may just go to the store and grab a sweet potato and call it a white one or an orange one or a yellow one. But those are some of the names of some of the common ones. So let's talk about nutrients, because that's something to care about. Sweet potatoes, like I said, are nutrition powerhouses. But for those of you that care, they're also relatively low in calories. They're low in fat, high in fiber, and they are loaded with beta carotene. So that is one of the arguments potentially against the white potato, is that they don't have as much beta carotene. But remember, white potatoes have a ton of vitamin C in them. It may not look like they do. It's just like this white potato, but they have a lot of vitamin C. But the beta carotene is present in sweet potatoes, including vitamin C, potassium, manganese, vitamin B6, vitamin B5, vitamin E, vitamin K, pantothenic acid, copper, iron, calcium, choline, folate, niacin, chlorogenic acid, and anthocyanins, particularly in the purple sweet potato, my favorite. Okay, so what about the health benefits of sweet potatoes? They may decrease your fasting blood sugar, may improve insulin sensitivity. Is that surprising? We keep talking about these things, and remember that potatoes are one of those things that people are told over and over again, don't eat it if you have diabetes. It's going to make your diabetes worse. But there are studies that show that it might actually help decrease your risk of diabetes, and even if you already have diabetes, might actually help with your blood sugar regulation. May decrease LDL cholesterol, may decrease certain risk of certain cancers. And now for a very important message. Hey mama, if you are feeling frustrated about mealtime battles, worried that your child isn't eating enough or eating enough vegetables, afraid that your child is going to get some awful deficiency or disease because of the lack of diversity in their diet, I wrote a book that might be for you. A Parent's Guide to Intuitive Eating, How to Raise Kids Who Love to Eat Healthy is available in paperback, ebook, and audiobook through all major online booksellers. Did you know that most children are born with the innate ability to eat the appropriate amount of food to satisfy their hunger and support appropriate growth? Despite this, parents are still anxious and confused about how much and what to feed their children. In addition, many children are labeled as picky eaters or develop behaviors such as hiding and sneaking food. There's also a growing epidemic of dieting behaviors and eating disorders beginning at alarmingly young ages. In my book, you'll learn the 5 pillars of healthy eating, how to apply intuitive eating through all the stages of development, lifestyle habits that support healthy eating and body image, troubleshooting and problem solving for picky eaters, overeating, and dieting behaviors, how to create and foster a healthy body image in your children, how exploring your own body image and relationship with food will help raise an intuitive eater, and what foods to offer your child at different stages of development. A Parent's Guide to Intuitive Eating, How to Raise Kids Who Love to Eat Healthy, available in paperback, ebook, and audiobook through all major online booksellers. Are you ready for a fresh approach to feeding your child? For more information, visit dryami.com/book. And now, back to the episode. Of course, the resistant starch, like we talked about before, it helps feed those beneficial gut bacteria. You want to keep them happy. May improve your brain function and may support your immune system, which makes sense because it has lots of antioxidants in it, okay? So these sweet potatoes, especially if we're getting a variety of colors, we're getting the beta carotene, the vitamin C, the antioxidants, they're loaded in there. So that makes sense that it supports a healthy immune system. So what are the recommendations for how much we should eat? The U.S. dietary guidelines recommend aiming for at least 3 cups of vegetables per day. Sweet potatoes count as a vegetable. Remember, they are a root vegetable. They are a tuber. So eat your sweet potatoes. What is a serving? 1 medium sweet potato or about a cup has about 130 grams. That is considered 1 serving. Listen to these nutrition facts. A cup of sweet potatoes has only 114 calories, 0.1 gram of fat, 4 grams of fiber, 2.1 grams of protein, and it's 5% of your daily requirement for vitamin C. And it's really filling. You know, like you could blow 114 calories like super fast on one of those little fun size Halloween candies, you know, But here's a sweet potato that's actually filling and satisfying and comforting, especially when it's nice and warm and you can top it with some salsa. And look at those nutrition facts. There's no reason we shouldn't be eating them, y'all. Don't be afraid. Do not fear the sweet potato. So let's talk about it. If you are not used to eating sweet potatoes, how can we incorporate them into our meals and eating opportunities? Well, you can simply bake it, slice it open, and top it with salsa, like I just said. You can roast it. You can cube it up. This is what I do a lot. I cube it up, roast it, and I just throw it into things like my salads. Mash it, top it with cinnamon, make it a tasty little dessert at the end of the day. You can do sweet potato hash with black beans for breakfast. There's been a trend for the sweet potato toast. You can put nut butters or peanut butter. I haven't gotten into that trend. I can't quite convince my brain that it's toast, but I love bread. But hey, lots of people love it, and they actually slice it and put it in the toaster, and then you can top it like you would toast. So give it a try. Don't knock it till you try it, right? I mean, I've tried it. It's not my favorite, but some people love it. Of course, we got the sweet potato fries. Everybody loves that. If you want to keep it more nutritious, forego the oil, don't fry them, and cook them in your air fryer instead. Sweet potato soup, oh, so good. It's soup season. I love me some soup. Sweet potato pie, y'all. Thanksgiving's coming up. Sweet potato pancakes, so yummy. You can throw it into smoothies. I would probably cook it first before you throw it into smoothies, but if you do it raw, I'd love to hear how that goes. You can put it into veggie bowls, like I said, the salad, kind of similar. I love adding it to pizza toppings. So after I've cubed it up and either steamed it or roasted it, putting it on top of pizza is so yummy. And layer it into lasagna. If you have read the Engine 2 diet book, there is an amazing lasagna. I think it's called Raise the Roof lasagna recipe in there that has mashed sweet potato as one of the layers. You would not believe how amazingly delicious that is. It's so, so yummy. And then for those of you that love your desserts, one of my favorite vegan cookbook authors and chefs, Drina Burton, sweet potato chocolate cake, which when you make it, it is so amazingly moist and delicious. Nobody believes that there's sweet potato in there and that it's vegan and that it's actually health promoting and has lots of fiber. So if it's a birthday season or you're celebrating something and you want to make a cake, check that sweet potato chocolate cake out, because not only does the actual cake part have sweet potato, but the frosting has sweet potato, and literally that cake is perfection. Okay. Thank you, Drina Burton. I love you. All right, let's talk about fun facts. This is so fun to just learn these random things about different foods. Fun facts about sweet potatoes. The absorption of vitamin C and some antioxidants increases with cooking. So there's always this argument from some people that eating food raw is better, but there are some foods that whenever you cook them, it actually increases the availability of some of the nutrients. So vitamin C is one of those things in sweet potatoes. Purple potatoes have the highest antioxidant activity of all of the sweet potatoes, and it's my favorite. So yummy. George Washington was once a sweet potato farmer. Sweet potatoes are drought and heat resistant and are susceptible to very few pests and diseases. So if you haven't listened to episode 180 with Dr. John McDougall, he talks about this and why we should start shifting some of our diet to sweet potatoes to help with climate change and sustainability, environmental sustainability. And that's one of the reasons. They're easy to grow. You don't have to use a lot of stuff to grow them, and you could get a lot of them because remember, it is a tuber, which means that for each plant, there's going to be multiple sweet potatoes, not just one. The heaviest sweet potato ever harvested weighed over 81 pounds. The record was set in Spain in 2004. 81 pounds. That'll feed you a long time. Sweet potatoes were a staple during the Revolutionary and Civil Wars, and I can see why. It is a great food. It's hearty, it's nourishing, it just has all these nutrients in it. So yeah, why not? According to a study by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, sweet potatoes are the most efficient staple food to grow, yielding high yields or leading to high yields. So basically, if you are a farmer and you want to get the biggest bang for your buck and also be environmentally friendly, consider sweet potatoes. And sweet potatoes are now the official state vegetable of Louisiana, North Carolina, and Alabama. All right, y'all. Thank you for making sweet potatoes your official state vegetable. I love that. The recipe that I am sharing on social media and on my newsletter is the vegan sweet potato shepherd's pie from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. This would be such an amazing recipe for you to make now that it's the fall. Take it to your potlucks or Thanksgiving and holiday potlucks, but you can look that up, vegan sweet potato shepherd's pie. So instead of using white potatoes, using sweet potatoes, so you have a little bit of a sweetness to that savory. Oh, it's so yummy. I love it. This one also includes cremini mushrooms, cauliflower, and lentils, frozen peas. Oh my gosh, my mouth is literally watering. All right, so that is the information about sweet potatoes. My favorite, let's say for like the millionth time, is the Okinawa. It's a Japanese sweet potato. And following Chef AJ, I learned from her that you can order these from Hawaii. So I think the website is Hawaii Veggie Farm, and I order the sweet potatoes from there. I love the purple sweet potatoes because they're drier and they're just more hearty. They're so beautiful. Whenever they're raw, they're a lavender color, so they're light purple. But when you cook them, they turn into this deep, robust, rich purple color. And it's like eating a dessert because, like I said, they're less watery inside. And so it's just like this yummy, sweet, delicious experience. So good. So good. The last time we went to Hawaii, whenever we were going to restaurants, we ate quite a few recipes that had these purple sweet potatoes in them. And I remember this dessert that we had that was like multiple layers and different colors. And the purple layer was the sweet potatoes. And they're just so special, so special. And it also just reminds me about the blue zones, because one of the blue zones, that is what they were eating in Japan. They were eating the majority of their calories was coming from sweet potatoes. And these are people that were living long, healthy lives. So why not? If you haven't been exploring all the different types of sweet potatoes, if you've been neglecting them for a while, or if you've been afraid of them, fear not. Start integrating them into your diet, into your eating opportunities. If you have recipes to share, some amazing sweet potato recipes to share, email them to me, Yami, Y-A-M-I, at Dr. Yami, spelled out, DoctorYami.com. And I will share them on my newsletter for my followers, because we all need some yummy new recipes for the holidays. Try different things. So thank you so much for listening to this episode today. I hope that you enjoyed it and you learned a little something new. Go out and eat sweet potatoes, and I hope that you have a very plantastic day. Hey, veggie lover. I hope that you loved today's episode. Will you take a second and do me a huge favor? Please subscribe to my podcast so that you never miss an episode. You're the reason I'm here, and I want to share it all with you. Thank you for listening, and have a plantastic day.